Great morning. Great morning. Guys, if you can't share this feed for me, my other phone is dead, so I can't even share my feed to my page. But as always, we live. As always, we live. In advance, thank you guys in advance for joining. In advance. Great morning, mommy. Great morning. Share this feed for me, mommy. If you can't, share it to my page. Great morning. Great morning. I know you're probably getting ready and got your coffee in hand. Actually, you're probably on your second cup of coffee already. Great morning, mama. All is well. Best shape of my life, you know that. I'll spare you the rest, mommy. I'll spare you the rest. Great morning. Topic today is self-awareness is the best awareness. Self-awareness is the best awareness. I was sharing this with my guys yesterday inside the meeting, and I didn't have to say too much inside the meeting yesterday. It was interesting to see what happened in terms of everybody knew what to expect, but my guys was really policing themselves, and I just thought that was a great topic for me to go live with this morning. Self-awareness is the best awareness, and what that means is a lot of times, man, we got to police ourselves. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a little later, so I'm sure you're on your second cup of coffee. Up and about, alive and well, alive and alert, right? But yeah, man, self-awareness is the best awareness. You know, we got to police ourselves. We have to police ourselves. When you motivated, you dedicated. What's up, Rodney? Great morning. Self-awareness is the best awareness. See, when you motivated, when you dedicated, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a leader, you have to know who you are. You have to be self-aware. You got to police yourself, because no one's going to do that for you. Right? And it's best to know that you like to police yourself. It's best to know that in advance before you get around someone else and they misinterpret that. Because a lot of times, a lot of us, we like to police ourselves. We really do. I mean, just think about it for a second, right? If you don't like nobody telling you anything, then you like to police yourself. You know, but in order to do that, you really got to be self-aware. You really got to say to yourself, have I done everything that I need to do so that no one have to speak to me about my behavior, about my choices? You got to be self-aware. Right? And that's why I say self-awareness is the best awareness, because you really need to know who you are at all times. You really need to reevaluate yourself at all times. Just be honest. That's what it boils down to. That's what real integrity is. That's what real integrity is. That's what real inspiration is. That's what real leadership is, being honest. I believe that telling the truth is just real integrity. That's where people are going to find you most interesting, when you just tell the truth. Shifting gears. I know it, brother. I know it. You on the road. You on the road, as always, brother. Got to get to that bag, right? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, brother. I'm on the road myself, dealing with this New York traffic. You know how that is. You've been up here more than a few times. But when you self-aware, It's like you constantly giving yourself a coaching. It's like you constantly giving yourself a coaching that you need, by the way, that you need, because who do you expect to police you better than you? Who do you expect to police you better than you? See, me personally, I expect for you to take care of yourself or police yourself better than your mommy ever did, better than your father ever did, better than anybody else could ever do. You have to take care of yourself. You have to make sure that you are doing the right things. You got to do that for yourself. And that comes from being self-aware. That comes from policing yourself. I got yesterday was the start of the work week. It's always Monday morning is always an exciting day for sales reps, for sales agents. Why? Because it's just the beginning of a new week. So we try to get as excited as possible. So, before I held the meeting yesterday, I asked the guys what they want to go over, what they want to speak about, and, guys are starting to take initiative now, and it was amazing to see them police themselves. It was amazing to see them hold themselves accountable because they're more self-aware now. They know the habits are there now. The habits of being successful are already there, and they know when they're not living up to that. They know when they're deviating from that. And it was just interesting to watch. And so I had to share with them how proud of them I am. I had to share with them, the fact that I think self-awareness is the best awareness. I had to share with them that we have to police ourselves. And then when I thought about that, I said, no, you know what? That's something that we need to share this morning. Because too often, guys, right? And by the way, share this feed, please. Share this feed. I can't share it. My phone is dead. Too often, we can't police ourselves, or we don't even know that we like to police ourselves because we're too busy being on the defensive. You know the type. Tell them something about them, and it's like, man, I don't like nobody. If you don't like nobody telling you about you, then you need to police yourself better. That's a sign. That's a sign. No one should have to tell you about you, right? And if you're the type to say to yourself, this person always trying to police me, more than likely, they see something in you that you're lacking. And you can fix that. You can fix that. So, policing ourselves is a part of it, guys. I equate this thing to being policing ourselves to like being in the army, right? I equate it to being in the army. You know how when you sign up for the army or you enlist in the armed forces, they wake you up in the morning. They teach you how to wake up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Whether they throw water on you, I don't know if they still using these practices, right? But, in the army, they discipline you. They you got to work out. You're doing all these strenuous exercises. They're doing what they need to do to discipline you. I equate it to that, right? Except for you got to police yourself. Imagine you putting yourself through that gauntlet instead of enlisting in and having to go get disciplined in the military, right? You got to put yourself through your own military. You got to put yourself through your own gauntlet, right? If you really want to be the individual that you say you are. It all comes down to how well you're aware of who you are. You got to know you better than anything else, better than anybody else. There's some things you're good at. There's some things you're bad at. And trust me, I know, because I'm talking to myself now. I'm talking to myself. There's some things you're good at, Q. There's some things you're bad at, Q. Right? And I got to know where my strengths and where my weaknesses are so that I can become stronger and I can put the right people inside of my life. Angel, what's going on, brother? Angel, what's going on, man? Great morning. Great morning. I was going over with the people, man, like I do every morning. I go over a certain topic, and we're going over self-awareness is the best awareness. And because you've done sales before. So you get this concept, I think, a lot more than others. But, self-awareness is the best awareness, and it really comes down to policing yourself, right? And I was sharing with them that I equate to like being in the army, where you got to enlist and you go to try to get motivated and disciplined, right? Because when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a business person, you know, you got to stay motivated. You got to stay dedicated. You know, it's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. You know, so in the army, they put you through this gauntlet. They put you through all these tests, these trials, right? They work your nerves a bit. Same way that you have to police yourself. If you don't want nobody telling you about you, then you need to police yourself. You need to police yourself if you don't want anybody telling you about you. Now, you think about that for a second. You think about how many times somebody came to you and told you about yourself, and you said, "Oh man, fuck that person." So cool, you like to police yourself. Now you got to say to yourself, being self-aware, you say, "Man, have I been doing a good job policing myself?" Truth, right? And all that takes is honesty, right? And by the way, guys, honesty is the best. Honesty is the first trait in a leader that I see that really sticks out to me. Honesty, right? Because we totally admire honesty. We always do. When I meet a guy and he's just so honest that it bleeds through him, you know, and you know honesty, right? They're telling you things that don't necessarily big them up. They're telling you things that also really would embarrass you if it was you in their shoes. That type of deal. You know, that type of honesty. That means you know a person is just honest with it. That person gets my admiration every time. That person gets my admiration every time. Because he's just so honest. You can't beat honesty. You can't. You know, honesty is everything. Honesty is humor. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I be so honest, man, the whole room is laughing. But I'm honest. But I'm honest. Sometimes I'm so honest it's embarrassing. But I'm honest. Sometimes I can be so honest that it hurts feelings, but I'm honest. It doesn't matter. You got to admire the person that's honest. So when it comes down to you, you got to be honest too. You got to be honest about you. You got to say, hey. Say, hey, I'm not good at this. I need help with this. How can I with this? There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Because being self-aware, you want to know what your weaknesses are. You want to know what your strengths are. Guys, you got to police yourself. And nobody can do that for you. Not your mommy, not your dad, not anybody around you can police you better than you should be policing yourself. Right? We're not in, you know, it's not like we're in school or, you know, even if you got a job, you can't wait on any instructions. You got to understand what, you know, once you get if you want to move up, you got to make sure that you put yourself in a position to learn more, do more. You got to police yourself. You got to make sure that you're there on time, right? These things are just important traits. And really all it comes down to, if you really want to police yourself, is just to be honest with yourself. Just to be honest with yourself. You know what time you're supposed to be somewhere. You know what you're supposed to be doing. If you're in sales, then you got to make more sales. There's no shortcuts for that. You want to make more money, then you have to put successful things into place. You have to start successful habits. You know, that goes for anything. You want your relationship to be stronger, then you have to put more emphasis on it. And you have to worry about more about how you treating a person rather than how a person is treating you. You have to be honest, right? Being honest is where it's at. It's exactly what's going to bring you exactly what you want. It's going to give you the influence that you need. Just being honest. I can't tell you how many times, because I was so self-aware of who I am, I didn't put myself in a position that possibly could have ruined my business or even, you know, harmed me, because I'm so self-aware of who I am. because I constantly police myself. I constantly say to myself, because I don't like anybody telling me anything, so I'm one of those people, right? So I'm constantly policing myself. I'm constantly making sure that I'm not out of pocket. I'm constantly making sure that I do the things that are going to be successful to me and myself and others. Most of the time I can do that just by being honest. Being honest with myself and others. Because people can see it in you. People can see, and it's powerful, guys. It's powerful. It's truly powerful just to be honest about any and everything. People admire it. Most of the time when you are starting off in leadership in business or in any type of role where you need the influence, being honest is one of the first traits that you can pick up in a room. Being honest is one of the first things that you can put on the table and have people respect you right away. I've done my research on this, guys. I've done my research on this. The old fake it till you make it doesn't work. I've done my research on this. Honesty wins. 10 times out of 10, honesty wins. That I've seen in my life. Right? You want respect, you want influence, you want to be a leader, then you want to give people honest answers. Sometimes it's okay for you to say, I don't know. You know that. And as you say that, you can put yourself in a much better position because you're honest. And people always respect honesty. You know, self-awareness is the best awareness, guys. Self-awareness is the best awareness. Know exactly who you are. Because it all boils down to how honest you can be with yourself. And then as you're policing yourself, as you giving yourself this constant coaching, you're shaping yourself, you're disciplining yourself. It's like a muscle, you're constantly using it, and you're constantly flexing on it, right? And you're working it out, and that's where the real influence is. That's where the real power is. And you just gave that to you by being self-aware, right? So, you know, that's some advice from myself today that I've seen work time and time again. Most of the times when people hear about me, you know, it's like there's a reputation that comes along with it, and I thank God for that reputation. Man, my man Q's gonna be here. He gets things done. It's the guy. He really handles it. His business, that type of deal, you know, reputation type stuff. And I always dismiss it right away because it puts people on guard. It puts people too on guard, right? They're you know, they think of me as this way, and I really can't get through the message that I need to really get through to them. So when they do that, I use honesty to show them how real I am with it. I use honesty, right? Because it always wins. I always let them know. I tell you guys all the time, I came back to New York with 73 cents in my pocket. That is a real story. That is honesty. That's honesty. And you know, and how can you not? But you know, what you think I'm telling that story, right? That's embarrassing, right? It should be. Or I can let it be my strength. Right? Or I can let it be my strength and say, hey, you know what? That's not where I stayed. That's where I once was. That's not now. Right? But that's from being self-aware. That's from being honest with myself. That's from policing myself. You know at least that I'm policing myself. I'm checking myself in. I'm coaching myself. I'm keeping it thorough with myself now. And that's the best. That's the best to me. That's the best, man. Because in the end, You got to get you. You got to get you. No one's going to take care of you better than you. No one. No one. You got to take care of you better than anybody else is taking care of you. And you surely can't take care of nobody else until you can take care of yourself. You got to get ready for increase. If you can take care of yourself, then you can take care of others. You got to get ready for that increase. Guys, self-awareness is the best awareness. We got to police ourselves. Put yourself in the mind frame of, it's like going into the military. It's like going to the armed forces, right? You need discipline. But you got to put yourself through that gauntlet. You got to wake you up in the morning, right? You got to force yourself to be diligent and disciplined enough to handle the daily tasks that are at hand, and then the weekly tasks, and then the monthly tasks, so that you can get to those yearly goals. You got to be particular about you. Guys, every morning we go live, I wanted to share that with you. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you're motivated. As always, it's a great morning. No more good mornings. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.